Hi, I'm Michelle Cromer.
And I'm Perla Maldonado.
And y'all tune in to Creating a Meaningful Life. We ask ourselves big questions. We search for meaningful answers. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good. Well, it's crazy out there. I'm getting a lot of viewers asking us specifically about how to calm themselves down at their office. You know, it's crazy, the layoffs that are going on with the government. There's so much uncertainty right now across the board. So we are going to bring you the ancient art of Feng Shui. This is not magic. This is not superstition. This is not a religion. It has been around for thousands of years. The first one was first Feng Shui site was a Terracotta Warriors. This is what I've taught for 20 years. So we're going to give you 8 practical steps to do at your office. And I don't care if it's a big office, a cubicle, a home workspace, there are things that you can do to make sure that you can maximize your opportunity for calm, for peace, and prosperity. We actually worked together for years.
She was many years, yes.
Unfortunately, no. She was a partner at one agency. I was a partner at another advertising agency. And then one day we got smart and hired Perla. And then we worked together for a lot of years. So we feel your pain.
We had compete for the same business.
And we have been in we were in corporate America for decades. So here are the 8 things. Number 1, your entrance matters. I don't care if it's a cubicle. I don't care if it's an office. You have to make the entrance open and free of clutter and make sure that there's no obstacles and it's open to success. The second thing is, I love this, you're going to bring in some plants. What's your favorite plant?
Jade.
Yeah, you know what? And in Feng Shui, jades, I love these. You can get them at any market. You can get them at Whole Foods. You can get them at Kroger, Albertsons, Publix, whatever you use. And they look like little coins. They're very symbolically lucky.
The succulents.
And they're succulent, yeah. So if you put that on your desk or maybe by your office or just bring it into your office space. And this is so important. Number 3, declutter your space. How many times do we go into our employees' offices and just want to wring our necks? Clean up your stuff. Now, I understand during the workday, I was very guilty of this. I got stuff on the floor. I've got this and that. And I think at the end of the day, clean, declutter, reset. And that talks also your emails. We don't want cluttered emails. We don't want anything in our inbox, our outbox that's stuck, right?
Disorganization, no, it's like even in your personal life, it's the
right.
Stifling.
Right. And then number 4, the most powerful element in the world, believe it or not, is water. It can go anywhere and it flows. So we want to bring the water element into your office, and there's a couple of ways that we can do this. You can actually go to one of the stores, I was going to say Amazon, but if you're not wanting to support big box brands, I understand that. Just, you can have a little water feature on your desk, or you can have water in your office, but you're never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever going to have water over your desk because you don't want to be underwater. Symbolically, that's very stifling. Goes for your bedroom too. Don't sleep underwater. So bring that water element. And it could also be, like the colors that you wear. It could be, you're wearing blue. I'm wearing the color of water. So if there's a day you really need flow, do that. Now, number 5, desk placement. If you can control this, when you walk into your office, what you want is your desk to be able to see anybody walking into your space. That's critically important. It's called the command position. And that gives you not just your feeling of authority, but it gives you a symbolic feeling of leadership for anybody that walks in. Now, color. We were in advertising. We know how important color is. Perla is in black. Let's just say you have a meeting. You need to bring that toxic energy down. You need to bring those crazy artists down. This is a very calming color. This is water. This is flow. I'm in flow. So if you don't want to start an argument, don't wear red. Red is passion. But if you need a little health, yellow. If you want to have some grounding energy, great. This is not hard. Color there are 3 ways to identify an element. The element itself, like the actual water, the color, blue, or the shape, which is flow. Guess what the most powerful of those 3 symbolically is? The color. It goes deep within our psyche. So utilize those colors. And number 7.
Let me ask you a question. What about people who wear uniforms? Like they can't add color to the uniform.
I love this. My son wears a uniform every day. I love this question. So what you can do, because people don't have to see your undergarments, you can have panties that are red if you need passion, or if you're a man and you want to calm down, you can have black boxers or whatever, want to get that personal, but you can have them on, but just not visible, but you know that they're there. You can also wear something. Like I've got turquoise on, that's whatever. And then number 7, symbolic artwork. This isn't just office, this is your life in general. Let's have some artwork that means something to you, like behind your desk, mountains, they're strong, balloons taking off. I was going to say airplanes, they're not really good right now. Let's not go airplanes. There's a lot going on with the airplanes right now. But something that really means something to you. I had in my office something that I had from a trip that really brought me back to that grounding energy when I was on top of that mountain in Bhutan or Tibet or Peru or wherever the heck I was in the world. So it's a very personal decision, but just make sure that you have artwork that means something to you.
What about people who have a window behind them?
There's nothing you can really do about that, and I don't mind windows behind you, especially like we used to be on a upper level and we could see the downtown. I like that light. It's a fire element. It's a fire. So good point, even more so, you got all of that light coming in. Balance that on your desk with the 5 elements. So make sure you probably have a wood desk, you have your phone that's air, you've got your water fountain, you've got your fire that's coming in, and you've got earth that's grounding, you have a plant. So make sure you have those 5 elements. And then finally, this is number 8, most important thing is you. You take yourself wherever you go in that office. You are in charge of you. You're the mayor of Hughesville. So wherever you go, be that person, be that employee, be that boss that smiles and greets people. Be kind to people.
That's good, because I was going to ask you about people who don't have offices. You know, people who work at a booth, who work behind the cash register. They don't really have an office, but I guess they themselves and their energy is the most important part, right?
Exactly. And then, if this resonates with you, if this lands with you, when I'm in those kind of places and I see a woman or a man that's been on their feet 8 hours, I always try to lift them up with some sort of compliment, like I like your watch, or you have beautiful eyes, or something, just to lift them up. They're the frontline people. They have such a difficult job, but yes, that's what you do. Be the person that comes into the office and everyone is so grateful to see. And that starts when you wake up. Wrap yourself up with some light. Maybe when you're sitting in your car in the parking lot about to get out, you choose to have a good day. You're in the present moment and you decide, right? You get a choice on what happens.
Sometimes office spaces can be so toxic. So you need to do everything you can to protect yourself and to be a good example.
Yeah, and that comes with also the balancing of your desk. So Feng Shui can help you with your office. It can help you with your desk. It can help you with your attitude, your creativity, your prosperity, your calmness. So I encourage you to look at these and make these action items a part of your day.
Michelle, we had a question this week.
Okay.
I'm going to paraphrase it as much as I can, but this is a person who's a sales manager and has a sales force, and she wanted to know what she could do in her office because she's got one particular salesperson who is completely negative. You know,
we all have that.
And nasty, and always has complaints, and she says it brings the whole energy of her office down, and she has sales meetings in her office and everybody's afraid of this person because she's so negative.
Do you remember when I had my group meetings and I did a high-lows?
Yes.
So here's a suggestion. We did this at my home every night at the dinner table. Ask someone they're high and ask someone they're low. Like my kids would say, oh, no one sat with me at lunch. I made 100 on my algebra test. So you know to frame that. But in the office, this negative Nilly comes in and goes, what was your high today? She's going to be, he or she are going to be, or they or them are going to be forced to find something positive. So maybe you could help them reprogram their mind. You can't control what somebody else does, but you can control how they bring that energy into the office. And so you can have limits and boundaries. And if they start their toxicity, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. We're going to wrap that up. And would you mind, Perla, telling me something great that happened to you today? Could you, reframe that? So, and then when they leave, we'll just blow that in. Well, great question.
Well, yeah, because she said, she can't burn incense in there.
No, you can't with a fire. We've done that. Yeah. Oh my God, don't do that. Don't do the sage. Don't do it.
So I think that I suggested to her also she put a glass of water on her desk.
Yeah, and then fill all of that cup. So you could do sage.
But you don't drink it.
No, you don't. Yeah, pour that out every day. Epsom salt, right?
The water will absorb all that.
Let's just get our cauldron. Let's just do our witchy stuff today. Anyway, there's just some 8 things you can do. I hope that y'all have questions and ask us. And if you like this, subscribe, pass it on to your friends and family. We would love to have you back.
Yes.
So see you next week. Bye.
Bye.